What's up? HonorHammer26 here. I'm here to give you my 4th Q&A video. As always, if you would like to send me a Q&A question, go into my profile, send me a private message, and you can make it on pro wrestling, sports, or even a personal question if it's a little bit appropriate. So, that's that, and I'm going to, as always, I'll read these questions in order that I got them, starting off with these questions from Nextbigthing. Who do you think from TNA right now could be a future player in the WWE? Maybe Jay Lethal. He's a good cruiserweight. He can fly around a lot. I think he'd be a good cruiserweight champion. Samoa Joe, actually, I think would be a great wrestler in Ring of Honor. He has size, which they like, and if they get the stupid-looking thing off his face, I think he could be an absolutely great face. And I think he is legitimately John Cena's one of John Cena's best friends in real life. So, if there's one guy behind the scenes that you want supporting you, he's probably one of the ones you want. So. Next question, again from Nextbigthing. What do you look for in a match when giving it star ratings? Basically, the first thing I think of is which matches does this match remind me of? Like, recent match that I watched that I rated, okay, Jimmy Jacobs, Tyler Black from New Horizons. And it's from Detroit, Violent Tendencies. I thought of cage matches. I was trying to compare it to cage matches that I saw. First one popped in my mind was B.J. Whitmer, Jimmy Jacobs. It wasn't as good as that. Knocked it down a little bit more, and found a match in between, around 4.25 stars that I thought it was equally as good as that. So I gave it 4.25 stars. That's pretty much how I do it. Another thing I do is I think of one word to describe this match, and usually that's good is 3 stars, great is 4, amazing is 4.5, perfect is 5, just like that kind of thing. And just if I describe it in one match or in one word, the match, I would say that. So that's what I do there. A question from ROH for Life 91. What, in your opinion, are some of the most overrated and underrated feuds in WWE, TNA, and ROH? Okay. Overrated, I'll start with Ring of Honor because I know that the best, or I know the feud's the best from that because I've been a fan in the company's history longer than any of the other companies, or compared to how long they've been around. Ring of Honor, overrated, I'm going to say Jimmy Rave, Nigel McGuinness. I think that feud was okay. It wasn't great. Underrated, Briscoe Stenerico. As much as I hate to say that, I think that feud is very good. Underrated, Whitmer and Jacobs. Alright, TNA, underrated, I'm going to say 2005 when Joe came in. He feuded with AJ Styles a lot. I think it was a very underrated feud there. Overrated, Main Event Mafia Frontline. I think this feud is very stupid now. Alright, underrated in WWE. I'm going to say this Ray, well, now that he's suspended, I was going to say Ray and Dolph before he was suspended, but underrated in WWE, I'm going to say Punk and Jeff Hardy. I think that feud is very important. It's probably the WWE feud of the year right now. Well, him and they're probably second, actually, behind Jericho and Ray. So, but I think that feud is very underrated, Hardy and Punk. And overrated, I'm going to say, what's an old one I can do? An old feud. I'm going to say Triple H, Chris Jericho around WrestleMania 18 was overrated. I've seen a couple of those matches. I didn't think they were all that great. That's around the time I started getting into wrestling. It really didn't get me hooked. A couple other things did. So, alright, next question from AJ Orton 34. You got one American, Canadian, Mexican person to send to any company to Japan, and choose any opponent. Which guy would it be, and for what promotion, and which opponent? Alright. I want to meet this guy who doesn't compete in Japan all that much. I'm going to say, where hasn't competed in Japan a lot, I'm going to say CM Punk. Send him to Noah to face Kenta for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship. Probably greatest face in professional wrestling right now, Kenta, and greatest heel right now in CM Punk. I think that match would just be epic, and that's kind of a match I really wanted to see and never have, because CM Punk left Ring of Honor August 04. Kenta made his debut, Final Battle 05. Next question from AJ Orton 34. Who do you want to see as the next Ring of Honor champion, and why? I'd like to see, or I would book it as Tyler Black, and that's the guy I think is the best suited as well. The storyline with him and Aries kind of hasn't ended, and they can add that in a blood feud for the Ring of Honor World title, which they haven't had in a pretty long time, which I think would be great. and they can kind of build this match to be the main event final battle and make this just feel epic between those two, I feel. And that's what I think that's the direction they need to go in. Just have Tyler Black just make Austin Aries look great as champion when he beats him at Final Battle is how I would book it. Next question from SandersRobin. Here's my first ever sports question on a Q&A. I'd like a little bit more of these. His two questions are on basketball. First question, I remember you did a really good video on the NBA draft. Thank you for watching. You seem really knowledgeable about the college and basketball, high school and college basketball scene. More college than high school, but still, yes, I am knowledgeable about it. I would like to get your thoughts on Lance Stephenson. He's from Lincoln High School in Brooklyn and was pretty much considered the best player in NYC and arguably the nation this past year. He's going to Cincinnati this year. How far do you think he can take them, and will he be a good pro in your eyes? I think he's going to be a better pro than he will be in college. For those of you who do not know, Lance Stephenson is a shooting guard, and he reminds me a lot of, actually, Dwayne Wade a little bit. He's kind of the same build. He's about 6'4", 220. Kind of the same thing as Dwayne Wade. It reminds me a lot about him. I don't know why that is. It just does. And Lance Stephenson, Cincinnati's not really the best university for him to be at, in my opinion. I feel that the second choice was Memphis. I feel that now John Calipari's gone, he didn't make the right decision, but a John Calipari guy leading him would have been great, I feel. If he had gone to Kentucky, I felt that he would do excellent there. I feel like he needs to kind of go to an ACC or an SEC school, or maybe even a Big 12, kind of the big basketball conferences, to kind of make him a star, which I feel he needed. So, there's that. Next question from SandersRobin. Have you ever heard of Brandon Triche? He played for Jamesville Dewitt High School, which is around the Syracuse area. When they played Lincoln in NYC last winter, he pretty much outperformed Stephenson. Do you think he can? Do you think he can do for Syracuse what Carmelo Anthony did back in 2003? No, I don't think they can lead. Carmelo, if you mean that lead him to the national title, I don't think he can. I think maybe a couple years down the road he can, with Jim Boeheim as his leader, which I think is absolutely a great coach for young guys. He can absolutely lead them, and just have Brandon Triche. I guess maybe he's another shooting guard. Have Brandon Triche just absolutely fly on the court. And just kind of develop him as a freshman, but then go balls to the wall when he's a junior and senior, and have him be the leader of this team. I think that'd be the best situation for him. So overall, those two players, though, Stephenson and Triche, are very good shooting guards in my opinion. And I actually wish they went to my favorite college in Maryland, or the college I attend next year, wherever that is. All right, first question from those Wrestling Guys 09. What level do you see Matt Hardy getting to while in WWE? I think he can be a lower upper card guy, or a higher mid card guy. I think he can challenge for the world title, but I don't think right now he could be considered as a legitimate champion because he's been floating for a little while. But I can see him having 1 or 2 title reigns before he retires, because if they build him the right way, anybody can look strong if WWE gives them the push of life. So I can see Matt Hardy definitely getting to a title run before his WWE days are over. I mean, people didn't see that happening for Jeff Hardy, and look where he is now. He was kind of the, arguably, with John Cena, he was the top draw for WWE. Alright, next one, those Wrestling Guys 09. What do you think is holding TNA back from any level near WWE? 2 words: Vince Russo. That's, there are a lot of other things, like, I think this whole Jarrett Angle situation is kind of waking them up, hopefully. Hopefully TNA can kind of give us a good no surrender, and then Bound for Glory is our biggest show, has to be great. In my opinion, they have not had the best review they had this year was Genesis in January, which I gave a 7.75. And now the pay-per-views have been worse than that. So hopefully those that's the guy who's asking the question. Hopefully TNA can, that's just me being tired from school. Hopefully TNA can just get their act in order and get back on the level and get back on track to competing with WWE. Final question here. Mick Foley is certainly known for many things during his career. What do you want to remember him as more? A hardcore icon, a funny guy, or anything else? Hardcore icon, that's the niche that fits him best. WWE, wherever he's went, he's kind of known for that, except for TNA. Mick Foley is a great hardcore wrestler, and I'm always personally going to remember him as Mankind, because I think that was his best persona. That or Cactus Jack. Those are the questions I'll be asking today. See you guys later.